उनको 500 करोड़ रुपए की हमने वन टाइम असिस्टेंस दी है। इसके साथ ही 300 करोड़ रुपए हमने और उनको हर साल फाइनेंशियल एड देने की बात की है, जिससे वो कूड़े को और साइंटिफिक तरीके से खत्म कर सकें, कूड़े दिल्ली में ना दिखाई दे। इसके लिए 300 करोड़ रुपए हम एक्स्ट्रा दे रहे हैं। और इसी के साथ जैसे मैंने पहले बताया था, एमआरएस के लिए भी 2700 करोड़ रुपया हमारी सरकार एमसीडी को देने जा रही है। दिल्ली के अंदर आज से 50% जो वर्क फ्रॉम होम है उस कंडीशन को लागू किया गया है। और साथ में ही जो हमारे मजदूर हैं जिनका ग्रैब फोर लगने से कंस्ट्रक्शन के कामों में जुड़े हैं और आजकल उनके पास रोजगार नहीं है, उनकी चिंता करते हुए 10,000 रुपया पर एम्प्लॉय देने का काम, पर पर्सन देने का काम माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी ने आज यह भी एक फैसला लिया है। दिल्ली में इलेक्ट्रिक बसें एक बड़ा साधन है दिल्ली का पोल्यूशन कम करने के लिए। जैसे मैंने पहले बताया था, 7,500 बसेस हमारी पूरे फ्लीट को पूरा करेंगी। हम इस महीने कल में माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी 100 बसों का और उद्घाटन करेंगी और जनवरी के अंदर लगभग 500 बसें जनवरी के अंदर आएंगी। और इसी तरह 400 कुछ बसें जो हैं वो फेब के अंदर आएंगी। कुल मिलाकर 7,500 बसेस का हमारा टारगेट है कि हम 7,500 बसेस के माध्यम से दिल्ली के अंदर सारा अपना फ्लीट इलेक्ट्रिक पर लेके आए। मुझे आज जब आपसे बात कर रहा हूं तो एक और इंफॉर्मेशन देना चाहता हूं। मुझे बहुत खेद के साथ आज कहना पड़ रहा है, आम आदमी पार्टी जो 10 साल की बर्बादी जिनकी हम झेल रहे हैं, जिनका हर दिन पोल्यूशन आज के साल के मुकाबले ज्यादा रहता रहा, जो मैंने अभी भी आंकड़े बताए कि अगले हफ्ते क्या होने वाला है, ये पिछले आंकड़ों से देखकर बताया। हमारे समय पे ऐसा नहीं हो, इसके लिए हम यत्नशील हैं। लेकिन वो जानबूझकर पोल्यूशन को बढ़ाने के लिए जगह जगह आग लगा रहे हैं, कूड़ा जला रहे हैं। वो रोज प्रार्थना कर रहे हैं कि किस तरीके की बढ़ जाए। वो दिल्ली के लोगों की चिंता नहीं कर रहे। इतनी गंदी राजनीति में नहीं जाना चाहिए। मैं आम आदमी पार्टी के सभी लोगों से हाथ जोड़कर विनती करता हूं, मत ऐसा कीजिए। मैं हाथ जोड़कर अरविंद केजरीवाल जी से आग्रह करता हूं, केजरीवाल जी इतना कुछ दिया है दिल्ली ने आपको, 10 साल आपने दिल्ली की सत्ता को दिल्ली के लोगों के कारण यहां पर रही है, आज आप ऐसी काम कर रहे हैं। आज का एक विषय जो हमारे सामने आया, मैंने पहले भी ट्वीट करके जानकारियां देता रहा हूं किस तरह से वेस्ट दिल्ली के अंदर कूड़ा जलाया जाता था रोज जानबूझकर। आज हमारे एमएलए साहब बैठे हैं त्रिलोकपुरी में, इनकी विधानसभा में आज सुबह एक निगम पार्षद विजय कुमार, उन्होंने खुद वहां खड़े होकर कूड़े को आग लगाई और फिर वीडियो बनाई। बड़े दुख की बात है, तुम निगम पार्षद चुनकर आए हो, अगर लगी हुई आग हो तो भी तुम्हारा फर्ज बनता उसको बुझाना, ना कि खड़े होकर वहां पर तमाशा देखना। ये जो लोग गंदगी कर रहे हैं, आगे देखिए, लोग तुम्हें दिल्ली से सबको भगाया, इसलिए तुम्हें से इस बार को जीत नहीं पाया। और अरविंद केजरीवाल जी, अगर ये हरकतें नहीं आप छोड़ेंगे तो ये विजय कुमार जैसे काउंसलर भी नहीं जीत पाएंगे। बाई इलेक्शन में कोई काउंसलर नहीं जीत पाए इसीलिए आपका। मैं चाहूंगा हमारे एमएलए साहब आपको जानकारी देंगे, पर मैं बड़े दुख के साथ और फिर खेत के साथ और हाथ जोड़कर केजरीवाल जी आम आदमी पार्टी से आग्रह करता हूं, कृपया ऐसी गंदी राजनीति मत कीजिए। भाई, आपके बच्चे भी दिल्ली में रह रहे हैं, मत ऐसे अपने लोगों के लिए आप धुआं जला जला के आग लगाइए, ऐसा मत काम कीजिए। ये जो आप आग लगा रहे हैं, इसका नुकसान आपके बच्चों को भी हो रहा है, आम आदमी पार्टी के कार्यकर्ताओं के बच्चों को भी हो रहा है। मैं आम आदमी पार्टी के कार्यकर्ताओं से भी हाथ जोड़ के आग्रह करता हूं, मुझे पता है आप दिल्ली की चिंता करते हैं, आप समझाइए अपने नेताओं को, रोकिए इनको ऐसे काम करने से। इस तरह करना दिल्ली के लिए अच्छा नहीं है। मैं अभी आग्रह करूंगा, हमारे विधायक महोदय आपको बताएंगे किस तरीके से किस तरीके से ये सब घटनाक्रम घटा, और इनके पास वीडियो भी है। मैं चाहूंगा अगर ये टीवी पे चलाया जा सके तो चला के दिखाएंगे, जरा देखना, इंतजाम करना टीवी पे। चलिए आप बताओ पहले।
सबसे पहले तो मैं धन्यवाद करता हूं हमारे आदरणीय मंत्री साहब का, सिरसा साहब का, जिन्होंने ये प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस के माध्यम से जो दिल्ली से जुड़े हुए मुद्दे हैं उनको, जो पॉल्यूशंस के विरुद्ध दिल्ली सरकार का युद्ध स्तर तरीके से चल रहा है, उसके लिए धन्यवाद के पात्र हैं। चाहे वो MRS मशीन्स के बारे में हो, चाहे वो EV बसेस के बारे में हो, चाहे लिटर पिकर्स के बारे में हो, आपको ब्रीफ जानकारी जिन्होंने दी उसके लिए धन्यवाद। लेकिन आज ये मुद्दा सिर्फ त्रिलोकपुरी विधानसभा का नहीं, पूरे दिल्ली का है। और ये बड़ा दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण दिन आज मेरी विधानसभा को देखना पड़ा, क्योंकि जिस विधानसभा से मैं आता हूं वहां से हमारे पार्षद हैं त्रिलोकपुरी वार्ड में विजय कुमार जी। विजय कुमार जी ने, मैं आप लोगों को वीडियोस भी अभी दिखाता हूं कि वहां के लोगों ने ये आगजनी को देखा है। उनका संदेश क्या है, आम आदमी पार्टी का रोल मॉडल क्या है। पहले तो दिल्ली को ठगा, अब दिल्ली के स्वास्थ्य के साथ भी खिलवाड़ कर रहे हैं। एक बात उन पे सटीक बैठती है कि आग जलाओ और वीडियो बनाओ। मतलब दिल्ली को, दिल्ली वासियों को, और खासकर मेरी विधानसभा त्रिलोकपुरी के अंदर इनके 4-5 लोग आते हैं और वो सुबह के वक्त 9:30 से 10 के बीच में वहां पर जो खत्ता है उस खत्ते पर आकर आग जलाते हैं और फिर उसके बाद अपनी वीडियो रील शूट कराते हैं और उसको ट्वीट करते हैं। दिल्ली के जो हमारे सौरभ भारद्वाज जी हैं, जो दिल्ली की इतनी चिंता कर रहे हैं कि दिल्ली के लिए, जैसा भी आदरणीय मंत्री जी ने बताया, आग बुझाने का काम नहीं, आग लगाने का काम करा और आग लगाकर लोगों के अंदर ये संदेश देने का काम करा कि वो कितने शुभचिंतक हैं दिल्ली के प्रदूषण को लेकर भी, दिल्ली के स्वास्थ्य को लेकर भी और दिल्ली की जनता के लिए भी। मैं सच्चे मायने में बाबा साहब भीमराव अंबेडकर जी का, जिनके स्वप्न वाला जो भारत है और खासकर दिल्ली, इन्होंने हर एक चीज की धज्जियां बिखेर दी। ये बड़ा शर्म का विषय है। मैं वीडियो आप लोगों के आगे शेयर करना चाहता हूं। जो कूड़े घर में देर लगी हुई आग लगाना, फिर पीड़ित बन के नाटक करना, ये नौटंकी करने का काम इस आम आदमी पार्टी का शुरू से रहा है। यही काम नहीं, पार्षद अन्य जगह पर भी लोग परेशान हैं कि नालियां उनकी साफ नहीं हो पा रही, पेड़ों की उनकी जो छोटे पार्क है MCD के, एक वीडियो तो ऐसी भी है कि वो उसी छोटे पार्क में MCD के कूड़ा उठा रहे हैं और उसके अंदर डाल रहे हैं और उसी कूड़े को जलवा रहे हैं और फिर उसके बाद आरोप लगाते हैं कि आप लोग काम नहीं कर रहे। देखिए, दिल्ली सरकार 4 इंजन की सरकार, इधर की उधर की बातें करते हैं, लेकिन ये लोगों की तुष्टीकरण की राजनीति का जो सब लोग भली बातें परिचित है, देख रहे हैं। इन लोगों को हमें जवाब भी देना चाहिए, क्योंकि ये जिस मानसिकता के साथ दिल्ली को प्रदूषण के लिए झोंकना चाह रहे हैं, प्रदूषण में डालना चाह रहे हैं, उनके जान के साथ खिलवाड़ कर रहे हैं, उस प्रकार की चीजें नहीं होनी चाहिए। आज ये बहुत ही शर्मसार विषय रहा है। मैं
वीडियो इस पे चल पाएगी, नहीं पे चल पड़ेगा। चलो मैं भेजता हूँ आपको ग्रुप में शेयर करता हूँ, आप मेरे को फॉरवर्ड करना। तो मैं आपको, ये बड़ा दुख का विषय है जो अभी पता चला कि जिस तरह से आम आदमी पार्टी आग लगा रही है और कूड़ा जला रही है, ये अच्छी बात नहीं है। हम उनसे फिर आग्रह करते हैं ऐसा पाप मत करें। आपका कोई सवाल हो तो बताएं। धन्यवाद।
कल से बना PUC सर्टिफिकेट के पेट्रोल नहीं मिलेगा, ये नहीं मिलेगा, उसको प्रभावी रूप से लागू करने के लिए क्या जो स्टेक होल्डर पेट्रोल पंप्स वाले हैं उनसे कोई बैठक कर रहे हैं?
जी, अभी 4 बजे उनसे बैठक है, अभी ऑनलाइन उन सबके साथ बैठक है। नहीं, सभी इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल, CNG सब अलाउड हैं।
कोई भी एग्जेम्पशन है सर BS6 वाले नॉर्म्स में? BS6 से जो बिलो
नहीं, वो इमरजेंसी व्हीकल जो होता है वो फिक्स ही होता है। इमरजेंसी व्हीकल्स, कोई जो इमरजेंसी से रिलेटेड हो, ऐसी वो फिक्स ही है, वो सभी में रहती है एग्जेम्पशन, जो सभी में रहती वही रहेगी। जी अभी है, अभी गूगल मैप्स का वो मेरे बस, अब इसके बाद वही मीटिंग है।
सर IIT मद्रास के साथ जो MOU है, आप उसके बारे में और बता सकते हैं?
नहीं, उसमें स्मोक ईटिंग सरफेस जो एक केमिकल के माध्यम से सड़कों पे बिछाया जाता है ताकि जब उस पर धुआं गाड़ियों को आए तो वो नीचे खींचे उसको और स्टिक करे। तो ये स्मोक ईटिंग सरफेस जो है, इसके लिए MOU साइन किया है कि क्या दिल्ली इंडिया में फिजिबल हो सकता है हमारे मौसम के मुताबिक, हमारे इन्वायरमेंट के मुताबिक। अगर हो सकता है तो फिर उस पर आगे कार्रवाई करी जाएगी। अभी कारपूल के लिए हम आइडेंटिफाई कर रहे हैं ऐसे ऐप को बनाने वाले लोग, अगर कोई एग्जिस्टिंग है उनसे बातचीत करना है। इसको अभी प्राइमरी स्टेज पे है, पर हमारा बेसिक आइडिया यह है कि दिल्ली के लिए अपना एक कारपूलिंग ऐप होना चाहिए, जिस कारपूलिंग ऐप के साथ बहुत बड़ी रिलीफ मिलेगी। अगर आपको भी पता है कि सेक्रेटरीट आपने आना है और अगर कोई और भी आने वाला है सेक्रेटरीट, तो उसको पता कैसे हो, उसको पता तो नहीं होगा कि आप, तो इसलिए इसको कैसे आइडेंटिफाई किया जाए, कारपूलिंग ऐप के माध्यम से ही हो सकता है।
कल से जैसे ये आपका बैन आ जाएगा जो दिल्ली के बाहर वाले व्हीकल्स हैं, कितने एंट्री पॉइंट्स पे चेकिंग होगी?
13 एंट्री पॉइंट्स पे चेकिंग हो रही है, 13 पे।
और वहाँ पे जो मैनुअल चेकिंग होगी उनकी?
हम उनको काफी पीछे तक जानकारी लोकल पुलिस को वहां की भी दे रहे हैं, ताकि वो अपने वहीं पे आइडेंटिफाई करके रोकें। एंट्री के ऊपर लगातार काफी होर्डिंग्स लग रहे हैं काफी दूर तक कि आप दिल्ली में मत एंट्री करें, ऐसा भी हम कर रहे हैं। और उसके बाद 3-4 तरीके हैं, जो रेगुलर गाड़ियां आती हैं उनका तो वहां के जो टोल प्लाजास हैं उनके पास पूरी डिटेल होती है, वो तो 1 मिनट में, क्योंकि वो रजिस्टर्ड होती हैं जो टोल टैक्स के लिए, तो उसी में पता चल जाता है। और जो नई गाड़ी, जो मतलब जो न्यू व्हीकल जो हमारे सामने आएंगे, जो पहले नहीं आए, उनको आइडेंटिफाई करना हो जाएंगे, बहुत मुश्किल काम नहीं है।
तो सर ये जो ये पीयूसीसी वाला है सर, ये थोड़ा सा एक बार सामान्य शब्दों में एक बार मैं समझना चाहता हूँ कि क्या हर व्हीकल मालिक को दिखाना पड़ेगा?
नहीं दिखाना पड़ेगा, नहीं दिखाना पड़ेगा। पीयूसीसी का सुन लीजिए, हमारे पीएनआर कैमरास जो लगे हैं वो आइडेंटिफाई करेंगे, अभी भी आइडेंटिफाई करते हैं, करके चलान कर देते हैं, लेकिन अब आइडेंटिफाई करके वो आवाज से बोलना शुरू कर देंगे कि ये गाड़ी के पास पीयूसी सर्टिफिकेट नहीं है, उस गाड़ी को फिर फ्यूल नहीं दिया जाएगा। और उसको पीयूसी से अपना सर्टिफिकेट वहीं जाके ठीक कराए, अपना पोल्यूशन नॉर्म्स ठीक करे।
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a breaking news update coming in. Delhi pollution case being heard in the Supreme Court. Supreme Court hearing the matter urgently. The CJI also taking cognizance of the issue. Advocates also present in court, senior advocates arguing for the government and the petitioners. The CJI saying if the scheme doesn't shut down, they will force the children to go to school. And the CJI adding that there are policy matters for temporary measures. There is another application talking about why schools should shut down. Contradictory claims are there. We should leave it to the policymakers. And the CJI talking about whether going to or coming back from school is not a risk factor anymore. There is an argument ongoing inside the court right now as we speak. It is still ongoing. CJI observing that if some parents take the child to the school and drop them there, don't you think the risk factor is also there? And then senior advocate Siddharth Luthra is also present in court for parents seeking hybrid option. ASG on behalf of the government saying that for the poor, the school is a better environment. The CGI saying those who can afford the children will have the privilege. CGI saying that it is not that permanently that's going to be the solution. CGI in court talking about how to cut the entire problem and to bring in healthy premises. All of you are right. We have to think of a long-term solution. So I think the news point so far, CJI asking for long-term solution. I repeat, CJI asking for a long-term solution to battle pollution in the national capital. There's an ongoing hearing and the hearing is on as we speak, and we are getting you all the details. CJI, I will go across to Rhythm as well. CJI saying that small children are going to school and that senior citizens are going to park facing the same problem. And CJI also observing that the schools will be on vacation in a short while from now, and that we can only pray that pollution comes down after the breaks, after the Christmas winter breaks, of course. Rhythm is joining me on the phone line. Rhythm, there is a huge movement. We called it the Nota for AQI movement, but the courts are also hearing the matter urgently. If you can take us through what's happening in court, Rhythm, to put it in perspective to our viewers.
That's right. Now we're hearing that schools have been shut down, is what Senior Advocate Arnab Goswami is telling the court earlier, Niranjan, and the Chief Justice of India has said if the scheme doesn't shut down, they will force the children to go to school. The Chief Justice of India has also said there are policy matters for temporary measures. There is another application on why schools should shut down. Contradictory claims are there. We should leave it to policy makers. Lots of things are happening. The Chief Justice of India says that some parents take the child to the school and drop them. Don't you understand the risk factor that is there? several questions being asked by the Chief Justice of India, who's saying the option is only of preponing the winter break if it helps in reducing the pollution and protect the children. He says our problem is in such matters we get less advice from experts and lawyers become the experts. He's also saying we need to verify and make sure payment goes directly to the accounts of the people. And he is also clearly saying that we have to try and understand in 2026, we will take up this matter at least twice in a month and see what the committees are saying. We need to understand the workers are dedicated to do this kind of stuff, and why are they not really coming out with a plan of providing work to be done to them? Why can't officials say till Jan there will be no toll on Plaza? The Chief Justice says we do not want income you generate, but you definitely generate a lot of litigation from these tolls. We want to come out with a concrete plan for absolutely no toll plaza till next year, 31st Jan. He says people do not attend functions because they are afraid of toll traffic. It's because of toll plaza that vehicles are stranded there. He's asking questions to Pinky Anand, senior advocate, who's also present in the court. The order was being dictated and they have said issue a notice. We've heard senior counsels. We're informed schools are temporarily closed. The winter break will start soon. There is no need for the court to intervene. On that ground, they are not intervening. They've also issued a notice saying senior counsels accept the notice for NHAI. They've asked them to consider the possibility of shifting the 9 toll collection booths of MCD in Delhi at such locations which can be manned by NHAI. They've directed the DMC to cooperate on the issue and consideration of toll plaza. They've said, how many expenses are you incurring in this? And they said the air pollution crisis has become an annual feature. It seems to us a long-term plan is needed to be evolved. The CAQM body is requested to revisit the long-term measures that address this issue. Pollution generating from household activities and measures needs to be seen. Regulation of construction activities needs to be seen. Coordination by the NCT of Delhi, UP, Rajasthan, Haryana has to be there. He's also asked whether is there any power of the CAQM to issue injunctive orders. He's asked what kind of a complaint do you want to entertain when the MICA says that there is a lot of activists who are complaining about the kind of app that is there. The Chief Justice of India says we do not have a united platform for raising voices. If we allow, it may become a chaos. He's also saying the desirability of the schools to be closed or hybrid mode and whether it should be done with or without parental concern. He's also spoken on that. The Chief Justice of India, very concerned, modifies the earlier order and says to the extent of no coercive steps to be taken for vehicles should be there. This matter will now be heard on the 6th of Jan. Niranjan.
Rhythm, we're getting in a very, very critical observation that was made in court. The Supreme Court has orally observed that the measures taken by authorities so far have been a total failure in effectively curbing the rising levels of air pollution in the Delhi NCR region. In fact, this bench led by the CJI remarked that any meaningful reduction in pollution would require broader, long-term planning rather than ad hoc responses. Rhythm, you live in Delhi. It's clear that, they act, after the situation goes out of hand. That's what the Supreme Court is also referring to.
But Niranjan, Supreme Court's also been hearing this matter for the longest time. We don't know what heavens need to fall for all the authorities to come together to really take some action. This case has been before the Supreme Court year after year after year. I think it's become almost all of us have been hearing this matter, and what really pains all of us is it's the children who are suffering now. Any pediatrician says any child in the city is smoking 10 to 50 cigarettes a day. When those kind of figures are given in the top court, of course they are anguished, they are pained, but really speaking, what action is coming that is really being and paying heed to by the authorities needs to be seen. And also is the Chief Justice of India and the Supreme Court really able to pass any orders that are being implemented? There's senior advocate Siddharth Luthra who tweeted about it. He spoke about it. He spoke about hybrid options for the schools, etc. But we really need to see what action is going to be coming out from the Supreme Court, from the judiciary, from the government authorities. We've all seen the anguish, but at the end of the day, Niranjan, it's children who are suffering, it's senior citizens suffering, and we need to move beyond anguish and need to come across to action, which the Chief Justice has asked for. 6th of Jan, we have to see whether action will be taken.
Yes. Okay. Rhythm, stay with me because I just want to take our viewers through what is happening. In fact, the Supreme Court has also issued notice to NHAI over traffic congestion, saying traffic congestion is the root cause of pollution. Now, this is another notice that has been sent, we are hearing. So, obviously, they need to do something about it, and successive governments have failed. The matter, like you said, has been heard by different courts, different benches for many years, and yet, despite all of these measures, efforts, we still face that and more each year. It only gets worse each year.
Absolutely. Now the Supreme Court has passed an interim order today. There are three different parameters to this order that has been passed by the top court. They have made certain mentions about what the NHAI does. They've asked what the CAQM can do and what sort of orders they have to punish, because that's the main body that is looking into things. They've also asked for what hybrid or schools need to do. Finally, after hearing each side, they have passed a concerned order where they have now said issue notices. The first thing they've said is we're telling the NHAI to consider the possibility of shifting the 9 toll collection booths of MCD in Delhi at such locations which can be manned by NHAI, and the part of the toll collected by it can be diverted to the MCD to compensate the perceived loss or the temporary loss. They've asked several questions to this. Then they said the air pollution crisis will become an annual feature. They said the CAQM body is requested to revisit, and this is important, Niranjan, the long-term measures which need to be taken. Number one, the urban mobility. Number two, the cleaners, industry and energy, the stubble burning and modules, the regulation of construction activity. When this is really done in Delhi, can possibly be done. And they've said a coordinated effort, very importantly, needs to be there. Delhi, UP, Rajasthan, Haryana, for constitution of one body for the entire NCR. When all this is really done, Niranjan, possibly there will be given to us. Till then, we're at the beck and call of all these agencies who it seems are taking Delhi and all of us in the NCR region for a ride.
Thank you for that, Rhythm. Joining us with the live details and live hearing that is underway in the Supreme Court. We'll take a break at this point, ladies and gentlemen. The Nota for AQI movement that Republic started last evening. There are thousands and thousands of messages that are coming in on social media using the hashtag Nota for AQI. If you feel that politicians have failed to fight pollution, and you think they will wake up if you are forced to vote Nota, if AQI becomes an issue, if health becomes an issue, Supreme Court is hearing the case. Our movement continues. We'll continue to get you the reactions. The issues reach Parliament as well.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा
राजा और मसाला।
प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला डिलीशियस हेल्दी एवरीडे।
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
झुमका तेरा झुमका तेरा झुमका नॉट देयर, मेरा काउंटर टॉप टूट जाएगा। तेरा झुमका मेरी चिमनी टूट जाएगी। What are you doing?
रानी, इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना।
रुकना नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंका स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला। सिप सिप जीरा सिप।
Delhi Environment Minister Manjinder Singh Sirsa, I'm cutting across live. That's Republic TV's reporters, Chandrakala. I'm getting the full sequence. We'll go across to that. We've asked questions to Manjinder Singh Sirsa. Yesterday he said sorry. Delhi Environment Minister said sorry when asked on whether the Delhi government had failed to act on pollution, saying 8 to 10 months is not enough. The minister said 8 to 10 months are not enough, and that the disease of pollution was left behind by the Arvind Kejriwal government. That was the response yesterday, and Republic TV asking the minister today whether he believes that the government has failed. Let's cut across live.
आप ऐसे क्यों
response to the situation
कैसे करके आए सबके साथ बाइट ना आपने सुना सब कुछ फिर आप ऐसे
saying it's impossible to solve the problem within 9 to 10 months
कर रहे हैं आप ऐसा
is your response sir?
ना आप ऐसे क्यों कर रहे हैं आपको इनको एक एक को हैंडल कर पाऊंगा ना तो आप बोले हाँ बताए आप सुन लिया अंदर ना सब मैं था नहीं मैं अंदर अच्छा नहीं समझा तो आप दूसरे से ले ऐसे अच्छा नहीं अब आप बताइए
You said that it's impossible to solve this issue within 9 to 10 months. Experts are saying that your apologies.
अभी पीसी तो
The experts are warning that 10 months would have been sufficient for the government to solve this issue.
क्या तरीका है आप ऐसे क्यों
response to the situation
कैसे करके आए सबके साथ बाइट ना आपने सुना सब कुछ फिर आप ऐसे
saying it's impossible to solve the problem within 9 to 10 months
कर रहे हैं आप ऐसा
is your response sir?
ना आप ऐसे क्यों कर रहे हैं आपको इनको एक एक को हैंडल कर पाऊंगा ना तो आप बोले हाँ बताए आप सुन लिया अंदर ना सब मैं था नहीं मैं अंदर अच्छा नहीं समझा तो आप दूसरे से ले ऐसे अच्छा नहीं अब आप बताइए
You said that it's impossible to solve this issue within 9 to 10 months. Experts are saying that you apologize. How do you see this? Do you think people would vote for this after what you have said that it's impossible? It's impossible to solve this issue. Any response to that, sir? Because the situation is worsening.
Please, आप अपना question तो बताएं.
My questioning, you have apologized that it's impossible to solve this AQI issue. Experts are saying that this could have been if the government had the wheel. Do you think the government has failed?
Who is expert that told you? Can you name that expert? So we can at least have a conversation with them and find out. I think it is not I said it's impossible. I must again reiterate, it's impossible for any government, for any purpose. If it was been possible, then why it took 10 years for Aam Aadmi Party?
So how many years maybe? What many years, week?
Please let me answer your question, please. It is not about the years. It are the what steps are taken. We have to completely go with the fossil fuel vehicles. You should adopt EV vehicles, which we are doing. You need to have an end-to-end carpeting of roads, so there should be no dust. You need to remove that all dumps of legacy waste, which we are otherwise doing. So these are few changes which we have to bring in, and it will bring change in the pollution.
People are voting for Nota over AQI. Any response to that?
मैंने अभी आपके इंटरव्यू दी थी ना पूरी इंटरव्यू दी थी इस पूरी इंटरव्यू दी थी ना आपने तो मैंने आपको पूरी इंटरव्यू दे के आया हूँ
How do you see people?
पूरी इंटरव्यू दी है
People are suffering from respiratory problems, lot of problems, asthma. How do you see that from people?
No, it's a big problem we are facing.
You've shifted the blame.
No, I'm not shifted the blame. No.
The government and the federal
Aam Aadmi Party was here for 10 years. I think you must go and into Arvind Kejriwal ji for that why they haven't done it in 10 years. If they're expecting to be done in 7-8 months, they should have done it in 10 years.
So what's next then? How do you see
We are working on it. We'll let you know again.
All right, that was a team of Republic TV reporters confronting the Delhi Environment Minister, given the kind of air emergency that we are having, apocalypse literally, for the poison we are breathing, the chokehold that the system has, and year after year it fails the people, not just of Delhi and Delhi NCR, but the entire northern belt from Punjab, where the stubble burning fires rage and start this polluted air, to eastern parts of India, and this entire belt of layers of smog filled with toxic PM 2.5 makes people difficult to breathe. This effectively, reducing our lifespans in this part of the country, and there's something that needs to be done. The Environment Minister of Delhi, Manjinder Singh Sirsa, there yesterday having apologized, confronted today by Republic Media team, and let's listen to it once again.
Mr. Sirsa, what do you have to say? People are now voting for Nota over AQI. Any response?
अभी हम पीसी करके आए ना, अभी पीसी तो करके आए।
Experts are warning that 10 months would have been sufficient for the government to solve this issue.
क्या तरीका है? आप ऐसे क्यों?
Any response to the situation?
कैसे करके आए सबके साथ बैठना? आपने सुना सब कुछ, फिर आप
You're saying it's impossible to solve the problem within 9 to 10 months.
कर रहे हैं आप ऐसा?
What is your response?
आप ऐसे क्यों कर रहे हैं? आपको इनको एक को हैंडल कर पाऊंगा ना, तो आप बोल रहे हैं, बताए आप सुन लिया अंदर ना, सब मैं था नहीं, मैं अंदर अच्छा नहीं समझा तो आप दूसरे से ले, ऐसा अच्छा नहीं। अब आप बताइए।
You said that it's impossible to solve this issue within 9 to 10 months. Experts are saying that you're apologizing. How do you see this? Do you think people would vote for this after what you have said that it's impossible? It's impossible to solve this issue. Any response to that, sir? Because the situation is worsening.
Please, आप अपना question तो बताएं।
My questioning, you have apologized that it's impossible to solve this AQI issue. Experts are saying that this could have been if the government had the wheel. Do you think the government has failed?
Who is expert that told you? Can you name that expert? So we can at least have a conversation with them and find out. I think it is not I said, it's impossible. I must again reiterate, it's impossible for any government, for any purpose. If it was been possible, then why it took 10 years for Aam Aadmi Party?
So how many years maybe? What many years, week?
Please let me answer your question, please. It is not about the years, it are what steps are taken. We have to completely go with the fossil fuel vehicles. You should adopt EV vehicles, which we are doing. You need to have an end-to-end carpeting of roads, so there should be no dust. You need to remove that all dumps of legacy waste, which we are otherwise doing. So these are few changes which we have to bring in, and it will bring change in the pollution.
People are voting for Nota over AQI. Any response to that?
मैंने अभी आपके इंटरव्यू दी थी ना, पूरी इंटरव्यू दी थी। ये पूरी इंटरव्यू दी थी ना आपने। तो मैंने आपको पूरी इंटरव्यू दे के आया हूँ।
How do you see people? पूरी इंटरव्यू दी है। People are suffering from respiratory problems, lot of problems, asthma. How do you see that from people?
No, it's a big problem we are facing.
You've shifted the blame.
No, I'm not shifted the blame. No.
The government and the federal
Aam Aadmi Party was here for 10 years. I think you must go and interview Arvind Kejriwal ji for that why they haven't done it in 10 years. If they're expecting to be done in 7-8 months, they should have done it in 10 years.
So what's next then?
We are working on it. We'll let you know again.
All right, 7 or 8 or 9 months has become the BJP's defense against whatever Kejriwal government did or did not to tackle this menace, annual menace of winter pollution, which reaches levels with AQI hitting 500 and more. People just can't breathe, they suffer, and they have ailments, and it's generally a state of toxicity and poison going down our lungs. Helplessness galore there at all levels. Unfortunate. Hopefully, this would be part of our 2047 ambitions to make sure that not just Delhi NCR, but rest of the country breathes pure air. On that note, we move on to the next story, which is interesting. Spying taking place in the most ancient way. The Chinese, or we don't know whether it's actually Chinese, but there are Chinese marks all over it. A seagull found with a Chinese GPS on its back near the Karwar INS Kadam Naval Base. China's Research Center for Economic and Environmental Science Academy's address found on the GPS, and the officials are trying to contact the academy. This is the seagull, and there was a GPS system. You can see that chip right there in the middle. Maybe it can be circled. Production can circle it. The chip can be seen. It's being treated as we speak. It's a live picture, a video. The seagull seems to be tired, And this is coming in from Karwar, which is in Karnataka. So let's go to Karnataka. And in Karnataka, we go to Bengaluru. In Bengaluru, we have our sister channel, Our Kannada. And Our Kannada's Abhishek joins us live from Bengaluru. Abhishek, the bird is alive. We can clearly see that chip on the back. And as there's a chip on the block, there's a chip on the back, seagull, and a Chinese GPS system right there.
Abhishek, as soon as the Uttara Kannada's Karwar people found out a seagull which had a GPS fitted on it and which was resting in an unusual place, they immediately informed the defense officers and the officers in the forest limits to make sure that this isn't a spying bird, and after which the officers in the zone took into custody the seagull, after which they also tried to retrieve the GPS and the chips which were located on the seagull, and after which they tried to root down the location of the GPS. They wanted to check if the GPS is emitting signals to any other country, sister country which India relies on, or probably any other country which treats India as an enemy, and after which they got to know that this belongs to a scientific school or a science school which is located in China, and they have tried to get back to the roots of that institution. And at this point of time, the forest officials who took into custody the seagull have mentioned that this is a GPS which usually the scientists fit on various other birds to study the pattern of their flying, of the pattern of their food, of the pattern of their travel, and also they wanted to know how these birds operate in various other weather conditions and various other conditions. And this is one such GPS which has been found out with the seagull. But the question is, if China is able to fit a GPS signal or a tracker on a seagull, why not other countries do that? Probably is China making use of the birds to get any of the information within the naval base is the point of question for which the Chinese embassy or the government will have to answer as of now, because a scientific study, probably the data can be shielded by the government, the data can be taken into custody by the government. So this creates probably a tension situation. We are awaiting the response from the officials or the embassy of China as of now, Abhishek.
Well, you know, Abhishek, had it been a spy, I would have said, has the spy been arrested? Is the spy being questioned at the Joint Interrogation Center? But nothing seems like that happening, because obviously it's a bird. What do you do? The Forest Department, what are they doing with the bird? And I am told that the Chinese are being contacted, obviously, through the embassy.
The latest information what we have received from the SP of that region is that the bird which was kept in the custody, they are making sure that the bird is hydrated and the bird gets set to the weather and the climatic condition as of now. But getting back to the GPS and the location of the GPS, they are tracking the primary source of the production of the GPS where it was installed on the bird, and the officials or the persons who installed the GPS, they might summon the company or the agency which fitted the GPS on the seagull is what we have been informed. Yes, it is sure that the Chinese embassy has been contacted. If any institution have put on a GPS on not only one seagull, but how many of these birds are in the air flying around the entire world, they are demanding a major data of not only this bird, but they wanted to know the entire data of that institution, if this is a continuous process or this is a mission. So we are awaiting the response, if this is a single bird related mission, or is this a study of group of various other birds, or is this any other plan other than studying on the birds, Abhishek?
Or is it the first sign that the Chinese are really running out of money because they are harking back to the ancient ways? Do they not have satellites? Are they running out of satellites and the money to run satellites? Maybe. Interesting. We'll keep close track of those aspects of this very interesting development. A seagull found with a chip with Chinese origins there in Karwar of Karnataka. Moving on from Karnataka to Maharashtra, where complete political drama in the state with a minister facing arrest. Ajit Pawar Group Minister is fearing that he would be arrested, and so he has got himself admitted in a hospital. And this is happening in Mumbai. And if you look at it, Satya Prakash joining us live for more on this. The minister Kokate is Manik Rao Kokate is the minister. He is of the NCP Ajit Pawar faction. He has got himself admitted in the Leelavati hospital, and this after a Nashik court issued a non-bailable warrant against him. Let's try to understand what's the issue, why a minister should be running scared. Satya Prakash joins us on this. Satya Prakash, what is the case in which the Nashik court has issued a warrant, a non-bailable warrant at that, because of which the Maharashtra police, of which Kokate is a minister, is after him? Satya Prakash dropped there and we'll try to connect with him. The details are that Manik Rao Kokate, a minister in the Maharashtra government belonging to the NCP Ajit Pawar faction, has got himself admitted or gotten himself admitted into the Leelavati hospital for being sick. And the reason is that he has got a non-bailable warrant that's been issued against him by a Nashik court, and the Nashik police is heading to Mumbai with the warrant to obviously arrest him. What's this political drama about? How come there is no relief? How come a minister is running away from the process of law? And the Bombay High Court in the meanwhile has given no immediate relief and refused to hear his plea. And that's the reason perhaps maybe he wanted to buy time, and that's why I went into the hospital. But what's the issue like? Why is there a warrant against him? That's something we have to understand. Satya Prakash is going to join us over the phone for this. These are the pictures of Manik Rao Kokate of the Ajit Pawar faction. Instead of Satya Prakash, we will get Meenakshi, and Meenakshi is closely tracking the developments. Manik Rao Kokate, why is he running away is the question. And look at this. Court has upheld his 2-year sentence in a cheating case. That's the reason. There was some cheating case against him, and he's been slapped a 2-year term. So till now there was protection available, but now that a non-bailable warrant is there, he cannot evade that. He has to be arrested and put in jail. Meenakshi joins us live for more on this. Meenakshi, what's the latest? The Bombay High Court obviously has rejected the bail petition, and now where is the minister, and how long before the Nashik police reaches Mumbai? What's the case?
Yes, Abhishek, as you have rightly mentioned, senior leader of NCP, Manik Rao Kokate, the minister of Maharashtra state government, he admitted himself in Leelavati hospital. We are getting information. And why he admitted himself in Leelavati hospital? It's happened, it's a twist we can see in the case which is in 1995 flat allotment scams case. And in this case, what happened today? Nashik court, Nashik session court issued a non-bailable warrant against this minister, Manik Rao Kokate, against him because he failing to appear in court, and court direction he doesn't follow after conviction. And this development has triggered sharp political reaction also. Now we are getting information that Nashik police already started from Nashik, and they will arrive in Leelavati hospital, and after arriving they will discuss about Manik Rao Kokate health situation with doctors, and let's see what doctors will say on his health situation. After that, Nashik police will decide what they will do on Manik Rao Kokate's arrest. What happened, we know in 1995, that time of leader Tukaram, he complained against that Manik Rao Kokate that he did allotment, including some. He did in that time some flat allotment, and he did some wrong allotment to his workers. And that time that leader Tukaram complaint against Manikrao Kokate.
Right.
And after long of years, this case was pending in Nasik court, and now Nasik Station Court convicted in this case Manikrao Kokate. And after this, Manikrao Kokate admitted himself in Lilavati Hospital.
All right, Manikrao Kokate there facing arrest in a 1995 case, 20 years back, 30 years back in fact, and trying to still evade arrest. And of course, he stares at a disqualification. The Fadnavis government obviously perhaps waiting for cues from the courts, the High Court making it clear there is no escaping the sentence, which is for 2 years. Whatever developments we'll bring to you. All right, moving on. Prime Minister Modi is on the last leg of his three-nation tour. He's going to be landing in Oman just in a while from now. Earlier, he had spent a day in Ethiopia with the Prime Minister of Ethiopia serenading him, right from receiving him at the airport to taking him to a museum in Addis Ababa, and then, of course, bestowing on the Prime Minister the highest civilian honor that Ethiopia gives to any person, including Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister becoming the first head of state of government from anywhere in the world to get that. Here are the details.
A rousing welcome as Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed a joint session of the Ethiopian Parliament, becoming the first Indian Prime Minister to do so. This was the 18th Parliament worldwide that Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed. In his historic address, Prime Minister Modi highlighted the deep cultural and civilizational ties between India and Ethiopia. Describing Ethiopia as the land of lions, he drew a personal parallel with his home state Gujarat, saying he felt very much at home in the African nation.
It is a moment of a great privilege for me to stand before you today. It is wonderful to be here in Ethiopia, the land of lions. I feel very much at home because my home state Gujarat in India is also home to lions. I'm honored to be here in this temple of democracy, in the heart of a nation with ancient wisdom and modern aspirations.
Prime Minister Modi also underlined India and Ethiopia's shared democratic values and called for a future built on synergy and the spirit of a Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam.
A beginning that belongs to all of us, whether we live in Addis Ababa or in Ayodhya. In India, we say Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The world is one family. It reminds us that beyond politics, beyond borders, beyond differences, we share a common origin.
The address comes at the end of a high-impact state visit aimed at deepening India-Ethiopia ties across political, economic and strategic domains. Earlier on his arrival in Addis Ababa, PM Modi was personally received at the airport by Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed Ali. The Prime Minister was accorded a ceremonial welcome at the National Palace, reflecting the growing importance of bilateral relations. During delegation-level talks, Prime Minister Modi and Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed Ali decided to elevate India-Ethiopia ties to a strategic partnership. PM Modi said the decision will provide new energy, momentum and depth to bilateral ties. India and Ethiopia also signed 8 key MOUs covering customs cooperation, UN peacekeeping training, defense collaboration, data center creation, G20 debt restructuring, expanded ICCR scholarships, and artificial intelligence courses.
And security is another important area. We signed the MOU on defense cooperation earlier this year in India. So we have, both the leaders have given us a very clear political guidance that these are the sectors in which Ethiopia is very keen to work with India. And Prime Minister Modi was very forthcoming in conveying to Prime Minister Abiy that India would work shoulder to shoulder with Ethiopia in the spirit of South-South cooperation and expand our partnership across these sectors.
Later in the day, a state banquet was hosted in PM Modi's honour, where Ethiopian artists rendered Vande Mataram, marking a deep emotional moment during the visit. In a special gesture, PM Modi was conferred Ethiopia's highest civilian honour, the Great Honour Nishan of Ethiopia, for his exceptional contribution towards strengthening India-Ethiopia partnership and for his visionary leadership as a global statesman. PM Modi is the first global head of state to receive this award. He accepted the award on behalf of the people of India, calling it a tribute to centuries-old ties.
I thank you for the immense privilege. Yesterday, I was also honored to receive the Grand Honor Nishan of Ethiopia from my dear friend, Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed. I accept this award with folded hands, with humility, on behalf of the people of India.
The visit sent a strong message of India's expanding engagement with Africa, focused on development partnership, shared security and global cooperation. In the last leg of his three-nation visit, Prime Minister Modi will visit Oman.
All right, moving on, another breaking news development, significant one there, so far as media freedom goes. OTT, or the over-the-top content, both video and audio, is to remain outside of CBFC jurisdiction. That's a decision taken by the Government of India, the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, the nodal ministry for that. And the ministry has informed that the three-tier institutional mechanism is or has already been put in place under relevant IT rules, and so the OTT content need not come under the purview of CBFC, which is the Central Board of Film Certification. There's been a demand for the same, and the reason is that the OTT, because of the kind of privacy it provides, leads to a lot of consumption of porn, and there is activism that they should be curtailed and all content should be routed through the CBFC. The government denying that. All right, short break coming up on the other side. An obscene display of wealth by a BJP MLA. We'll find out where.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला। आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता, उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ, 8 मिनट में तैयार। क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा, आर प्योर मसाला।
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
झुमका तेरा झुमका तेरा झुमका,
नॉट देयर, मेरा काउंटर टॉप टूट जाएगा।
तेरा झुमका। मेरी चिमनी टूट जाएगी। What are you doing?
रानी, इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
MDH की देगी मिर्च,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का।
MDH की देगी मिर्च।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता, उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ।
Air emergency in Delhi, but BJP blames earlier up government for deteriorating quality. Controversy over BJP MLA's obscene display of wealth during son's wedding, MLA maintained defiance. Congress leader Prithviraj Chavan, after insulting armed forces, now defends his statement, says we don't need a large army.
Is my right to ask questions? अभी ये मत लो यार।
अच्छा ठीक।
बिल्कुल मेरा राइट है। Constitution gives me a right to ask questions.
And when asked for an apology, Chavan says an apology is out of question. Uproar over Shamli triple murder. Republic questions why top Muslim leaders are silent now. Vaping scandal hits TMC. BJP puts out video of Trinamool MP Kirti Azad smoking inside the parliament. And Rashtrapati Bhavan removes all remnants of British Raj, displays portraits of 21 Paramveer Chakra awardees in a gallery of courage.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are starting this news wheel with a reaction from a BJP legislator. He's a sitting legislator. His name is Golu Shukla, and Golu Shukla is in the news for his son's wedding. Obscenity on display when just on the wedding fireworks, we are hearing that 70 lakh rupees was spent by the MLA, and this MLA is defending it. This minister, at a time when there are people who are struggling on the streets out in the cold, battling pollution, battling the weather, and this BJP MLA, when confronted on the 70 lakh fireworks show, says, "What's your problem?" He asks Republic, "What's your problem?" Take a look at this. This BJP MLA, for whose son's wedding, the sanctum sanctorum of a temple was opened up, which was closed for the public for almost 5 years since COVID-19, but was opened up for this BJP MLA, and he's defending it, playing the video and the defense.
बीजेपी विधायक गोलू शुक्ला हैं। गोलू जी, आपके बेटे की शादी काफी चर्चाओं में है।
शादी करना कोई गुनाह है क्या? शादी करी है, अच्छे से शादी करी है। बारात लड़की वालों के वहाँ गई, लड़की वालों ने अच्छा से स्वागत करा, सब कुछ अच्छे से हुआ, तो फिर क्या दिक्कत है?
उसमें ये बताया जा रहा है 70 लाख की सिर्फ आतिशबाजी हो गई। एक
रसीद है क्या?
रसीद नहीं है, लेकिन जो
लिखा हुआ है, अब आंकड़ा 70 करोड़ का लगा तो उससे क्या फर्क पड़ता है? वो लड़की वालों की कार्यक्रम था, बारात लड़की वालों के वहाँ गई थी, वो भी मीडिया समूह से ही है, डिजियाना से, आप उनसे बात करो।
एक तरफ बात होती प्रदूषण की, AQI लेवल की, दूसरी तरफ 70 लाख की आतिशबाजी हो जाए।
मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ, बारात लेके हम गए थे, हम तो अब वहाँ क्या क्या हुआ ये उनसे पूछो आप।
लेकिन आपके मुख्यमंत्री सामूहिक विवाह करते हैं, सामूहिक विवाह में बेटे की शादी करते हैं, और आप इतनी ज्यादा जो आपने।
मैं भी 50 जोड़ों का सामूहिक विवाह करता हूँ, 51 जोड़ों का अभी फरवरी में सामूहिक विवाह है गरीब बच्चों का, और बहुत अच्छे से और बहुत बढ़िया तरीके से करता हूँ, आप भी उसमें आमंत्रित हैं।
एक और वीडियो वायरल हो रहा है खजराना गणेश मंदिर का, गर्भगृह में जाकर वरमाला किया, ये भी नियम विरुद्ध बताया जा रहा है।
हजारों लोग गणेश जी के दर्शन करने जाते हैं। आप सुबह से लेकर शाम तक खजराना गणेश मंदिर में रहें तो आपको दिख जाएगा कि सैकड़ों लोग वहाँ दर्शन करते हैं।
आपको कुछ गलती नहीं लग रही इतना पैसा बर्बाद करना, इतनी आतिशबाजी इतनी ज्यादा करना, फिजूल खर्ची करना? आपको ये फिजूल खर्ची नहीं लग रही? थोड़ा सा इधर आ जाएंगे। फिजूल खर्ची नहीं लग रही?
एक मिनट आराम से, इस तरीके भैया, सैकड़ों लोग दर्शन करने जाते हैं भगवान के, और हमारे परिवार के बच्चे भी दर्शन करने गए थे, उनने अच्छे से दर्शन करे और भगवान का आशीर्वाद लिया। आप एक बार गणेश जी के मंदिर में जाके देखें, सैकड़ों लोग गर्भगृह में दर्शन करते हैं।
लेकिन ये हो रहा है कि इतना पैसा खर्च करना, एक तरफ गरीबों के पास पैसा नहीं, दूसरे इतनी आतिशबाजी, इतनी जश्न और दिखा रहा है।
अब भैया मेरे को मेरे काम से थोड़ा निकल जाने दो।
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the fireworks display. Fireworks display, we are told, only for the fireworks display, what you're seeing on screen, 70 lakh rupees was spent. Republic TV, and we'll show you the two window, the show of wealth, and how inside a restricted temple, the son of this MLA exchanged garlands. The temple was opened up. It was closed. Can we please show both the window visuals, please? Two windows. One of the fireworks. The story is, ladies and gentlemen, the son of the MLA, Golu Shukla, at this wedding where crores were spent, several crores, we don't know how many, maybe upwards of 5 or 6 crore, we don't know. The minister himself has declared assets over 70 crore rupees. Now, this MLA's son's wedding, the garland exchange was inside. Look at that, that's a sanctum sanctorum. They're walking over the sanctum sanctorum, which is otherwise closed for the public, has been closed for the public since 2020, since COVID-19, 2020. The sanctum sanctorum has been shut off for the public, but was opened up for this MLA's son, BJP MLA's son. And on the right of your screen, this display, this firework display, was we are told, worth 70 lakh rupees. Just the fireworks, we are told the contract was worth 70 lakh rupees, according to insiders, people who were there. And when questioned, the minister, the MLA, the BJP MLA defends it. This is Golu Shukla, Republic Satyam Vijay confronted it.
हमारे साथ बीजेपी विधायक गोलू शुक्ला हैं। गोलू जी, आपके बेटे की शादी काफी चर्चाओं में है।
शादी करना कोई गुनाह है क्या? शादी करी है, अच्छे से शादी करी है। बारात लड़की वालों के वहाँ गई, लड़की वालों ने अच्छा से स्वागत करा, सब कुछ अच्छे से हुआ, तो फिर क्या दिक्कत है?
उसमें ये बताया जा रहा है 70 लाख की सिर्फ आतिशबाजी हो गई। एक
रसीद है क्या?
रसीद नहीं है, लेकिन जो
लिखा हुआ है, अब आंकड़ा 70 करोड़ का लगा तो उससे क्या फर्क पड़ता है? वो लड़की वालों की कार्यक्रम था, बारात लड़की वालों के वहाँ गई थी, वो भी मीडिया समूह से ही है, डिजियाना से, आप उनसे बात करो।
एक तरफ बात होती प्रदूषण की, AQI लेवल की, दूसरी तरफ 70 लाख की आतिशबाजी हो जाए।
मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ, बारात लेके हम गए थे, हम तो अब वहाँ क्या क्या हुआ ये उनसे पूछो आप।
लेकिन आपके मुख्यमंत्री सामूहिक विवाह करते हैं, सामूहिक विवाह में बेटे की शादी करते हैं, और आप इतनी ज्यादा जो आपने।
मैं भी 50 जोड़ों का सामूहिक विवाह करता हूँ, 51 जोड़ों का अभी फरवरी में सामूहिक विवाह है गरीब बच्चों का, और बहुत अच्छे से और बहुत बढ़िया तरीके से करता हूँ। आप भी उसमें आमंत्रित
एक और वीडियो वायरल हो रहा है खजराना गणेश मंदिर का, गर्भगृह में जाकर वरमाला किया, ये भी नियम विरुद्ध बताया जा रहा है।
हजारों लोग गणेश जी के दर्शन करने जाते हैं। आप सुबह से लेकर शाम तक खजराना गणेश मंदिर में रहें तो आपको दिख जाएगा कि सैकड़ों लोग वहाँ दर्शन करते हैं।
आपको कुछ गलती नहीं लग रही इतना पैसा बर्बाद करना, इतनी आतिशबाजी इतनी ज्यादा करना, फिजूल खर्ची करना? आपको ये फिजूल खर्ची नहीं लग रही? थोड़ा सा इधर आ जाएंगे। फिजूल खर्ची नहीं लग रही?
एक मिनट आराम से इस तरीके भैया, सैकड़ों लोग दर्शन करने जाते हैं भगवान के, और हमारे परिवार के बच्चे भी दर्शन करने गए थे, उनने अच्छे से दर्शन करे और भगवान का आशीर्वाद लिया।
Especially the surface and subsurface platforms of our adversary. So we are looking with great interest and with great pride when they embark our fleet units at sea.
Sir, during your speech you said they were operational during Sindoor. About their performance in the operations?
You know that Operation Sindoor is still on, and therefore any operational details about performance of platforms etc. is not in order. Suffice it to say that they were embarked on our units and they did what they are supposed to do.
Sir, this is first batch for MH-60 helicopters. Now the requirement of the Navy is huge. Can you tell us how much is the requirement and whether we plan to induct any indigenous helicopters also in this size and role in future, sir?
As you are aware that we have already decided for ourselves that we want to be a fully Atmanirbhar force by 2047. That means all platforms, all weapons, sensors, equipment, everything should be made in India by 2047, and we are actively pursuing that vision of Atmanirbharta in the Navy by 2047. The helicopters are no different, so to meet the immediate requirement, we have got these 24 helicopters, but there are parallel processes also on, especially the design and development case of multi-role helicopters. There is a case for utility helicopter maritime, and both these cases are being pursued with our industry, especially the HAL and other DPSUs. So those are the two cases which we are pursuing to meet the long-term goals. There are some timelines which have been indicated to us, which we are studying as to whether those timelines are okay or we require additional helicopters off the shelf to meet the operational requirements of our Navy. So we are looking at all options which are open, but the desired end state is that everything has to be Atmanirbhar.
Sir, you talked about the MQ-9B Navy for surveillance roles. Any other surveillance aircraft the Navy is looking at from indigenous sources, sir?
Yes, so like I said, we have a case of 31 MQ-9s, 15 for the Navy and 8 each for Army and Air Force. That contract was signed last year, and we are looking forward for their induction in say 3 or 4 years' time. Parallelly, we are of course looking at another indigenous case wherein we have teamed up with the Coast Guard for the base aircraft will be C-295, and we want to induct 15 medium-range maritime reconnaissance aircraft, and the Coast Guard wants to induct 9 triple MA aircraft for their role worthiness, whatever they want. So that case is progressing. In addition, we have also are considering to induct 6 more P8Is because of total requirement is 27. We have gaps in that sense. So we are looking at inducting 6 more. That case is also progressing.
Sir, you were recently in Brazil. That during your visit there, we signed a very important tripartite agreement with the Brazilian Navy for the Scorpions. Can you tell us, is there a possibility, there are other operators of the Scorpion in the region, is there a possibility that India becomes a hub for friendly foreign nations for submarine repair and other activities?
We have got tremendous experience in operating the Scorpions now. The first one was commissioned by Honorable Prime Minister in 2017, as you would know. And the last one was commissioned by him in January of this year. So we have got 6 operational submarines, and we have done a large number of indigenization of component level. So A, maintenance, but B, also repairs. Our shipyard is the base shipyard, that is the Majgaon Docks Limited, but also other shipyards are capable of carrying out maintenance and refits of submarines. So I see no reason as to why we cannot become the hub, the word which you use, for the Scorpions operating countries, and help them and work together with them to ensure that all of us gain from this initiative.
Thank you very much, sir. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you very much.
And moving on to the big story, ladies and gentlemen, of pollution in not just Delhi NCR, but across the country, in different parts of the country. We have a map. We'll put out that map in just a short while from now. And what that map essentially will show you is that nearly 25% of the country's population is affected by pollution. The levels are in the severe category to poor category, very poor category in most parts of the country. And in Delhi, there is a huge political blame game. Republic TV tried questioning the Delhi minister, who, by the way, on Tuesday said that he's sorry that they're not able to do much, claiming that 8 to 10 months were not enough to fight the pollution in Delhi. And on the debate last evening with Arnab Goswami, we debated the hashtag Nota for AQI on why political parties, on whether people should vote Nota on the issue of AQI. I'd like to play out the response of the Delhi minister, who, by the way, continued the blame game today, continued to blame Aam Aadmi Party. The BJP has been in power for about 10 months, but continuing to blame the Aam Aadmi Party. Even now, we questioned him. This is Manjinder Sirsa earlier today.
मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूं कि जो व्हीकलर पोल्यूशन को कंट्रोल करने के लिए और बड़ा साधन मेट्रो है। मेट्रो के लिए माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी की तरफ से 3000 करोड़ 2929 करोड़ रुपए एग्जैक्टली 2025-26 के बजट के मुताबिक दिया जा चुका है। इससे लाजपत नगर से साकेत, इंद्रलोक टू इंद्रप्रस्था, रिठाला टू, और ये सारे जो फेसिस हैं, इन फेसिस के लिए 940 करोड़ रुपए ऑलरेडी दिया जा चुका है। एक जगह 336 करोड़ रुपए डिस्पर्स किया जा चुका है। और पुरानी लायबिलिटी जो थी मेट्रो की, जिसके कारण सारे काम रुके पड़े थे, वो भी 2700 करोड़ रुपए माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी ने पुरानी लायबिलिटी को भी खत्म करने का किया है। एमसीडी जो मैंने पहले बताया बहुत सार्थक हो सकती है पोल्यूशन को खत्म करने में। उनका लास्ट ईयर के मुताबिक हम इस साल उनको, पिछले सालों में उनके पास 7663 करोड़ जाते थे। इस बार 10,000 करोड़ रुपए हम उनको दे रहे हैं, जो कि काफी एक्स्ट्रा है। इसमें क्या क्या है, एक तो उनको 500 करोड़ रुपए की हमने वन टाइम असिस्टेंस दी है। इसके साथ ही 300 करोड़ रुपए हमने और उनको हर साल फाइनेंशियल एड देने की बात की है, जिससे वो कूड़े को और साइंटिफिक तरीके से खत्म कर सकें, कूड़े दिल्ली में ना दिखाई दे। इसके लिए 300 करोड़ रुपए हम एक्स्ट्रा दे रहे हैं। और इसी के साथ, जैसे मैंने पहले बताया था, एमआरएस के लिए भी 2700 करोड़ रुपया हमारी सरकार एमसीडी को देने जा रही है।
And ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to play out some of the sound bites. Let's play the sound bites of the opposition, what they have been saying in Parliament. Several parliamentarians asking why pollution should not be debated inside both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. The Nota for AQI campaign continues. Take a look.
मैम, दिल्ली में जिस तरीके से प्रदूषण की स्थिति है, दिल्ली सरकार में मंत्री मनजिंदर सिंह सिरसा माफी मांग रहे हैं।
और क्या करेगा बेचारा, यही तो करेगा। इनके पास और कोई इलाज है भी नहीं। उनके अनफॉर्चुनेटली उनके माफी मांगने से हमारी सेहत ठीक नहीं होती है। हमें कॉन्क्रीट कदम उठाना है, क्या करें आज? और जरा कंफ्यूजन शुरू कर दिए, कह दिए कि ग्राफ 4 आ गई तो ये गाड़ी नहीं चलेगी, वो गाड़ी नहीं चलेगी। आप जानते हैं कितने परेशानी फैला दी है राजधानी में। लोग गाड़ियों का हालात आप जाके देख लीजिए, बॉर्डर्स पे और पेट्रोल स्टेशन में क्या हंगामा मचा हुआ है। क्या बात कर रहे हैं? ये सीजन सेशन 2-3 दिन में खत्म हो जाएगी, ये मुद्दा भी बैठ जाएगी। लोग जिनको मजबूरी में यहाँ रहना पड़ता है, उनका हालात क्या करेंगे? आप कोई सब्सिडी दे रहे हैं यहाँ रहने के लिए, क्या करना चाह रहे हैं? अरे कुछ परमानेंट इलाज निकालिए, बुलाइए इंटरनेशनल एक्सपर्ट्स, इसमें शर्म की कोई बात नहीं। हमारे पास तजुर्बा नहीं है तो दूसरों से हमें लेना चाहिए। उन लोग को बुला लीजिए, पूछिए, कदम कदम पे उठाइए, सिटीजन्स को इन्फॉर्म करिए, टीवी से बयान दीजिए कि क्या कदम उठाना, कैसा करना है। ये कुछ करते नहीं, तजुर्बा नहीं, कुछ नहीं। अब सॉरी से क्या होगा भाई? सॉरी कहने पे कोई जीएसटी लागू नहीं है, जो मर्जी सॉरी बोले।
कह रहे 8 महीने में सब कुछ नहीं हो सकता, अभी तो मैं सत्ता में।
अच्छा भैया, 8 महीने में नहीं हो सकता है। आप केंद्र सरकार से आपका संबंध है ना, तो सरकार 11 साल से बैठी है, वो क्या कर रहे हैं? हर साल पे यही होता है पोल्यूशन। विंटर में जाके किसानों पे लाद दिए, फिर आप बोल दिए दिवाली के पटाखे से होते हैं, 2 दिन दिवाली के पटाखे से AQI ऐसी बढ़ गई। तो आज क्या चल रहा है? कौन से पटाखे चल रहे हैं? कौन सा किसान जला रहा है कि आप ये इल्जाम उन पे लगाए? आपने कुछ किया नहीं।
इंसान के साथ साथ जो जानवर है उन्हें भी दिक्कतें हो रही है, कह रहे हैं।
ऑफ कोर्स, मेरे घर में कुत्ते भी खांस रहे हैं।
Mr. Sirsa, what do you have to say? People are now voting for Nota over AQI. Any response?
काफी ज्यादा है तो अभी हम पीसी करके आए ना, अभी पीसी तो करके आए।
Experts are warning that 10 months would have been sufficient for the government to solve this issue.
क्या तरीका है? आप ऐसे क्यों?
Any response to the situation?
कैसे करके आए सबके साथ बैठना? आपने सुना सब कुछ, फिर आप
You're saying it's impossible to solve the problem within 9 to 10 months.
कर रहे हैं आप ऐसा?
What is your response?
ना आप ऐसे क्यों कर रहे हैं? आपको इनको एक को हैंडल कर पाऊंगा ना, तो आप बोल रहे हैं, बताए आप सुन लिया अंदर ना? सब मैं था नहीं, मैं अंदर। अच्छा नहीं समझा तो आप दूसरे से ले, ऐसा अच्छा नहीं। अब आप बताइए।
You said that it's impossible to solve this issue within 9 to 10 months. Experts are saying that. You apologize. How do you see this? Do you think people would vote for this after what you have said, that it's impossible? It's impossible to solve this issue. Any response to that, sir? Because the situation is worsening.
Understand, please. आप अपना क्वेश्चन तो बताएं.
My questioning, you have apologized that it's impossible to solve this AQI issue. Experts are saying that this could have been if the government had the wheel. Do you think the government has failed?
Who is expert that's told you? Can you name that expert? So we can at least have a conversation with them and find out. I think it is not I said, it's impossible. I must again reiterate, it's impossible for any government, for any purpose. If it was been possible, then why it took 10 years for Aam Aadmi Party?
So how many years maybe? What many years?
Please let me answer your question, please. It is not about the years. It are the what steps are taken. We have to completely go with the fossil fuel vehicles. You should adopt EV vehicles, which we are doing. You need to have an end-to-end carpeting of roads, so there should be no dust. You need to remove that all dumps of legacy waste, which we are otherwise doing. So these are few changes which we have to bring in, and it will bring change in the pollution.
People are voting for Nota over AQI. To that.
मैंने अभी आपके दी थी ना, पूरी इंटरव्यू दी थी। ये पूरी इंटरव्यू दी थी ना आपने। तो मैंने आपको पूरी इंटरव्यू दे के आया हूँ।
How do you see people?
पूरी इंटरव्यू दी है।
People are suffering from respiratory problems, lot of problems, asthma. How do you see that from people?
No, it's a big problem we are facing.
You've shifted the blame.
No, I'm not shifted the blame. No.
The government and the federal
Aam Aadmi Party was here for 10 years. I think you must go and interview Arvind Kejriwal ji for that why they haven't done it in 10 years. If they're expecting to be done in 7-8 months, they should have done it in 10 years.
So what's next then?
We are working on it. We'll let you know again.
Ladies and gentlemen, getting you an update from the Goa Birch nightclub tragedy. The Luthra brothers dragged back have been brought to Goa, and there was a very dramatic sequence that came in today where they're running away from the media. Republic has been reporting the story, and when the media was there to ask them questions, they ran from the media. There's a very dramatic sequence of them running inside the court as well. We'll get you those pictures, but here's the story on the investigation so far into the Goa fire tragedy.
Luthra brothers landing in Goa, where 25 people were killed in a deadly night fire in their nightclub Birch by Romeo Lane. Goa police flukily accused Saurabh and Gaurav Luthra from Delhi to Goa for questioning. The brothers, owners of the nightclub, are in Goa police custody.
We are standing at the international airport of Goa in Mapsa, and let me show you, there's this gate number 5 from where they'll be coming out anytime soon. They are expected, they'll come out, they'll escorted by the team who was present in Delhi to take their custody, including senior IPS officer, sub-inspector, inspector and Havaldars. And initially we're getting the information right now from the ground that they'll be taken for medical testing to Azilo, that is the district hospital in Mapsa, and then they'll be taken to Anjuna police station, wherein this entire case has been registered. We all know that under the sections of 105, 125 and 287, that is culpable homicide. On the other hand, endangering lives and inappropriate use of fire or combustible matters. All these sections of BNS are registered in the FIR in the name of alleged perpetrators of Goa fire tragedy.
The brothers were brought back to India yesterday after being deported from Thailand. The move to Goa followed a Delhi court granting Goa police a 2-day transit remand, allowing the accused to be brought from Delhi to Goa to assist the investigation. After landing in Goa, the brothers were interrogated by Goa police at the Anjuna police station, where investigators collected statements and examining evidence linked to the blaze. They were produced before a court in Mapusa as part of routine remand proceedings. Goa police sought extended custody and further remand to deepen their probe and gather evidence.
गोवा आ चुके हैं, गोवा आए आप, गोवा लेकर आए आपको। जान गई है, आके आप जिम्मेदारी लेंगे क्या? गौरव लुथरा, आप आए यहाँ पर, क्या आप जिम्मेदारी लेंगे क्या?
ट्रेड लाइसेंस 2 दिनों में मिला था,
फायर का एनओसी नहीं था,
2 दिनों में ट्रेड लाइसेंस मिला था, बिजनेस अक्रॉस 22 स्टेट सर।
दूसरा कुछ कहना चाहेंगे आप?
A first information report has been registered against the Luthra brothers under sections including culpable homicide not amounting to murder, negligence and violations of fire safety norms under the Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita. The FIR says the nightclub operated without proper safety measures, contributing to the scale of the tragedy. On 6th of December, a massive blaze tore through the Birch by Romeo Lane nightclub in Arpora, North Goa, killing 25 people and injuring dozens during a dance event. The fire spread rapidly, overwhelming rescue efforts and raising questions about fire safety compliance. The brothers fled to Thailand hours after the fire, prompting police to issue lookout notices and an Interpol alert before their detention and deportation. With the prime accused now in Goa and facing serious charges, including culpable homicide and negligence, the investigation enters a decisive phase as authorities seek to establish accountability for one of the state's deadliest fire tragedies.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा,
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरी डे।
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Right, the Rekha Gupta government struggles and fails to do something, anything whatsoever about the AQI crisis of Delhi NCR and puts the onus entirely on the earlier AAP government. But it's not just Delhi NCR, it's entire North Indian belt which has become a gas chamber. That's our focus with a lot of attention to what the governments are doing. Let's begin with the headlines. Shocking case of triple murder in UP's Shamli. Man murders wife and daughters for not wearing burqa. Uproar over Shamli triple murder. Republic questions why top Muslim leaders are silent now. Controversy over BJP MLA's obscene display of wealth during son's wedding. The Madhya Pradesh legislator maintains defiance. A vaping scandal hits TMC. BJP puts out video of Trinamool MP Kirti Azad smoking inside the house. Maharashtra Minister Manik Rao Kokate faces arrest over flat scam.
दस साल की बर्बादी जिनकी हम झेल रहे हैं, जिनका हर दिन पोल्यूशन आज के साल के मुकाबले ज्यादा रहता रहा, जो मैंने अभी भी आंकड़े बताए कि अगले हफ्ते क्या होने वाला है, ये पिछले आंकड़ों से देखकर बताया। हमारे समय पे ऐसा नहीं हो, इसके लिए हम यत्नशील हैं।
That's Manjinder Sirsa. Air emergency in Delhi, but BJP blames earlier AAP government for deteriorating air quality in the national capital. All right, let's begin with the breaking. Coming in from Punjab, the state's police and its anti-gangster task force, a joint operation with the Mohali police, have carried out an encounter on the Ambala highway in which one of the key shooters wanted in the high-profile murder of Kabaddi promoter Kunwar Digvijay Singh alias Rana Balachuria was killed. Balachuri, to recall, on 15th in Sohana village of Mohali, 3 youths posing as fans during a kabaddi match killed player Rana Balachuri by shooting him under the pretext of taking a selfie. And now in an encounter, one of the suspects, one of the key shooters has been in fact eliminated. Let's go to Lalit Sharma. He's joining us live from Chandigarh for more on this. That's where the action is. Lalit, what can you share about this? Was this accused now killed in encounter directly involved in the Rana Balchoria murder?
If we talk about in the joint operation of the Punjab police and the Delhi police, now in all the three have been arrested. Right now what we are getting the input from the Punjab police, the main accused has also been arrested from the Delhi airport, while one has been eliminated near Lalru, which is in the national highway near Ambala, in a brief encounter in which 2 police men were also injured, while a third person who helped in the operation has also been held from Taran. His name is said to be Harpinder alias Middu. So all the three have been arrested by the Punjab STF. Apart from that, if we talk about on 15th of this month, Rana Balachori, a kabaddi player and a promoter, was being shot by point blank eating when a kabaddi was going in Ambala. Three persons posed on the pretext of taking a selfie, just gunned Rana Balachoria, who is also being known as Rana Digvijay Singh. So police have arrested all the three. Right now, what we are getting the input. Back to the studio.
Okay, thank you so much. With those details, Lalit Sharma there in the Chandigarh Mohali encounter where the Punjab police has eliminated a gangster who had carried out a murder of a sports person, Rana Digvijay Singh. All right, moving on, ladies and gentlemen, this is a wedding that lit up the skies literally, but having also ignited a debate. Viral videos from Indore show an opulent celebration for the wedding of the son of BJP MLA Golu Shukla, complete with grand decor, a religious spectacle, and fireworks reportedly worth 70 lakh rupees. This wasn't just the scale of the celebration that drew attention. It's also the privilege on display, with visuals emerging from a restricted area of a temple closed to ordinary devotees since the COVID pandemic. Look at this, the backdrop, the temple resurrected and used only for the wedding purpose. The MLA remains nonchalant, absolutely defiant about this display of wealth. Golu Shukla, BJP MLA in Indore, Madhya Pradesh. Let's listen to how he defended or did not defend this obscene display of wealth.
हमारे साथ बीजेपी विधायक गोलू शुक्ला हैं। गोलू जी, आपके बेटे की शादी काफी चर्चाओं में है।
शादी करना कोई गुनाह है क्या? शादी करी है, अच्छे से शादी करी है। बारात लड़की वालों के वहाँ गई, लड़की वालों ने अच्छा से स्वागत करा, सब कुछ अच्छे से हुआ, तो फिर क्या दिक्कत है?
मैं ये बताया यार, 70 लाख की सिर्फ आतिशबाजी हो गई। एक
रसीद है क्या?
रसीद नहीं है, लेकिन जो
लिखा हुआ है, अब आंकड़ा 70 करोड़ का लगा तो उससे क्या फर्क पड़ता है? वो लड़की वालों की कार्यक्रम था, बारात लड़की वालों के वहाँ गई थी, वो भी मीडिया समूह से ही है, डिजियाना से, आप उनसे बात करो।
एक तरफ बात होती प्रदूषण की, AQI लेवल की, दूसरी तरफ 70 लाख की आतिशबाजी हो जाए।
मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ, बारात लेके हम गए थे, हम तो वहाँ क्या क्या हुआ ये उनसे पूछो आप।
लेकिन आपके मुख्यमंत्री सामूहिक विवाह करते हैं, सामूहिक विवाह में बेटे की शादी करते हैं, और आप इतनी ज्यादा जो आपने।
मैं भी 50 जोड़ों का सामूहिक विवाह करता हूँ, 51 जोड़ों का अभी फरवरी में सामूहिक विवाह है गरीब बच्चों का, और बहुत अच्छे से और बहुत बढ़िया तरीके से करता हूँ। आप भी उसमें आमंत्रित।
एक और वीडियो वायरल हो रहा है खजराना गणेश मंदिर का, गर्भगृह में जाकर वरमाला किया, ये भी नियम विरुद्ध बताया जा रहा है।
हजारों लोग गणेश जी के दर्शन करने जाते हैं। आप सुबह से लेकर शाम तक खजराना गणेश मंदिर में रहें तो आपको दिख जाएगा कि सैकड़ों लोग वहाँ दर्शन करते हैं।
आपको कुछ गलती नहीं लग रही इतना पैसा बर्बाद करना, इतनी आतिशबाजी इतनी ज्यादा करना, फिजूल खर्ची करना? आपको ये फिजूल खर्ची नहीं लग रही? थोड़ा सा इधर आ जाइए। फिजूल खर्ची नहीं लग रही?
एक मिनट आराम से, इस तरीके भैया, सैकड़ों लोग दर्शन करने जाते हैं भगवान के, और हमारे परिवार के बच्चे भी दर्शन करने गए थे, उनने अच्छे से दर्शन करे और भगवान का आशीर्वाद लिया। आप एक बार गणेश जी के मंदिर में जाके देखें, सैकड़ों लोग गर्भगृह में दर्शन करते हैं।
लेकिन ये हो रहा है कि इतना पैसा खर्च करना, एक तरफ गरीबों के पास पैसा नहीं, दूसरे इतनी आतिशबाजी, इतनी जश्न और
अब भैया मेरे को मेरे काम से थोड़ा निकल जाने दो।
All right, Satyavijay joins us live from Indore for more on this. Satyavijay, ये जो MLA हैं, ये ऐसे कैसे ब्रेजन आउट कर सकते हैं कि नहीं हमने कोई गलती नहीं की? क्या कैन ही जस्टिफाई ये सोर्स ऑफ इनकम इनका?
जी देखिए, इंदौर से ये बीजेपी विधायक है गोलू शुक्ला, पुश्तैनी इनका कारोबार है, ट्रांसपोर्ट का इनका कारोबार है, ठेकेदारी का इनका कारोबार है। लेकिन जिस तरह के वीडियो वायरल हुए गोलू शुक्ला के बेटे की शादी के, जिसमें कि बताया जा रहा है कि इसका कोई अधिकृत आंकड़ा तो नहीं है, कोई रसीद तो नहीं है, लेकिन ये जानकारी हर जगह चल रहा है कि 70 लाख से ज्यादा की आतिशबाजी की। इसी पर जब हमने उनसे सवाल किया तो उनका कहना था कि आपके पास कोई रसीद है कि आप आंकड़ा तो 70 करोड़ का भी कह सकते हैं। मतलब ये कि वो अपनी जहां एक तरफ प्रदूषण की बात होती है, वहीं AQI लेवल की बात होती है, वहीं दूसरी तरफ 70 लाख से ज्यादा की आतिशबाजी। हमने उनसे सवाल किया कि मध्य प्रदेश के मुख्यमंत्री सामूहिक विवाह में अपने बेटे की शादी करते हैं और आप इतना जश्न और शान शौकत से कर रहे हैं। इस पर उनका कहना था कि अगर अच्छे से शादी हो गई तो उसमें गुनाह कर दिया क्या। तीसरी तरफ खजराना गणेश मंदिर का एक तस्वीर भी है जिसमें कि नियम विरुद्ध है, जो कोविड के बाद से खजराना गणेश मंदिर में गर्भगृह के अंदर नहीं जाया जा सकता है, लेकिन चूंकि VVIP कल्चर का है, इसे गोलू शुक्ला हैं, विधायक हैं, बीजेपी की सरकार है, तो इस जगह भी उनके बेटे के लिए नियम तोड़े गए और उन्होंने गर्भगृह के अंदर से बरमाला की। तो आतिशबाजी 70 लाख से ज्यादा की हुई है। इसके अलावा शान शौकत से जिस तरह से शादी हुई, सजावट में और बाकी सब चीजों में हमारे पास जो इनपुट्स हैं, अधिकृत तौर पर तो नहीं, लेकिन जो हमें जानकारी मिल रही है कि 50 करोड़ से ज्यादा की ये पूरी शादी थी, जिसमें पूरा उन्होंने अपना रसूख दिखाया। सिर्फ 70 लाख की तो आतिशबाजी स्टेज पर जो बरमाला हुई उसके बाद कर दी गई। इसके अलावा भी हजारों की संख्या में गेस्ट वहां पहुंचे थे, हजारों की संख्या में, सैकड़ों की संख्या में VVIPs पहुंचे थे, खुद मुख्यमंत्री पहुंचे थे। तो कहीं ना कहीं हमने जब उन्हें ग्रिल करने की कोशिश की, गोलू शुक्ला को, जो कि बीजेपी से विधायक है, पहली बार के विधायक है, पहले इनका बैकग्राउंड देखे तो कांग्रेस में भी ये रहे और इनके जो पिता हैं बड़ी शख्सियत रहे इंदौर के, लेकिन उन्हें अपनी गलती वो मानने को तैयार नहीं थे। उन्होंने पूरी गलती लड़की वालों पर थोपने की कोशिश की कि मेरे से क्या पूछते हो, हम तो बारात लेकर गए थे। लेकिन ये पूरा जो शान शौकत हो, ये आतिशबाजी, 70 लाख से ज्यादा के बम पटाखे फोड़ देना, प्रदूषण फैलाना, मंदिर का नियम तोड़ना, गर्भगृह में चले जाना, ये सब बताते हैं कि कहीं ना कहीं सत्ता का जो रसूख है वो यहाँ पर उनका देखने को मिला और कैमरे पर भी उनके चेहरे पर किसी भी तरह की कोई सिकन देखने को नहीं मिली।
Absolutely, even if you have money, should you indulge in this very vulgar display of wealth is the question that one is left asking after these pictures and the defiance that comes with it. BJP MLA Golu Shukla of Indore there. All right, moving on. At a time when the country was saluting the courage and sacrifice of its armed forces, questions are once again being raised, not against the enemy, but against the Indian Army itself. This time, the remarks have come from senior Congress leader and former Maharashtra Chief Minister Prithviraj Chavan, who questioned the success of Operation Sindoor, and that too on Vijay Diwas. Chavan's comments have triggered a massive political storm, with many calling it a direct attack on the valor and credibility of Indian Army.
When the nation stood behind their soldiers in unity, Congress chose doubt over duty. Once again, questions are being raised, but this time not on the enemy, but on the success of the Indian Army during Operation Sindoor. Another senior Congress leader, Prithviraj Chavan, pointing fingers at the valor of our Indian Army. When asked for an apology, the Congress leader justified his statement.
पहिल्या दिवशी आपला संपूर्ण पराभव झाला. 7 तारखेला जे हवाई युद्ध अर्ध्या तासात झालं, त्यामध्ये आपला टोटल पराभव झाला. हे कोणी मान्य करो अगर न करो. आणि त्यामुळे त्या दिवशी भारताची जी विमानं पडली, त्या दिवशी सगळा भारताचा एअरफोर्स हा ग्राउंड झाला आणि त्यानंतर एकही विमान उडलं नाही. पण कुठेही विमान उडलं की पाकिस्तानचं तुमचं विमान ग्वाल्हेर असेल किंवा भटिंडा असेल किंवा सिरसा असेल, तिथं बाळायची शक्यता असल्यामुळं आपलं कंप्लीट एअरफोर्स ग्राउंड झालं.
मैं बाद में आराम से बात करूंगा. अभी
आराम से बात करेंगे. तो आपको ये जो बयान है उस पर आप माफी मांग रहे हैं?
बिल्कुल सवाल नहीं उठता. बिल्कुल सवाल नहीं उठता.
हाँ जी सर,
सवाल नहीं उठता. मैं बात करूंगा ना डिटेल में.
माफी मांगने का सवाल
माफी का मांगू.
लेकिन आपके हिसाब से स्टेटमेंट गलत था क्या सर?
बिल्कुल.
लोग मीडिया में वही सब जगह ऐसी चला कि अपमान हुआ है.
मैं करूंगा, डिटेल बात करूंगा जी. आई विल टॉक टू मीडिया प्रॉपर्ली.
सो आर यू अपोलोजाइजिंग राइट नाउ?
आउट ऑफ द क्वेश्चन.
ओके.
माय राइट टू आस्क क्वेश्चंस. अभी ये मत लो यार.
अच्छा ठीक.
बिल्कुल, मेरा राइट है. कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन गिव्स मी राइट टू आस्क क्वेश्चंस.
The Congress meanwhile openly siding with their leader.
प्रदेश के मुख्यमंत्री रहे, महाराष्ट्र के केंद्रीय मंत्री रहे, मैंने उनका ऐसा कोई बयान नहीं सुना है, और जब तक मैं उनसे सुन ना लूं मैं उस पर कोई प्रतिक्रिया नहीं दूंगा। मैं सिर्फ इतना कहूंगा, मैं भारत की सेना का पराक्रम का पूरा देश ऋणी है।
Chauhan not only insulted the army but also the victims of terrorism.
See, first of all, he need to apologize, because I am again saying it is not about any political party. It is about Indian Army. Second of all, when he comes up and says we do not need defense system, then he should understand that if he's sleeping at his house properly, if he's at his home, if his family is safe, it is all because of the Indian Army. It is all because of the defense system.
The distasteful remark has triggered condemnation from several leaders. Union Minister Giriraj Singh says, no one has the right to insult the valor of the armed forces. Those who do so can never think of the nation's interest. It has become Congress's habit to insult the armed forces.
सेना के शौर्य पर किसी को गाली देने का अधिकार नहीं है। जो लोग सेना के शौर्य को अपमानित करते हैं वो कभी देश हित की बात सोच ही नहीं सकते।
BJP also called Chauhan a Pakistani spokesperson.
Prithviraj Chauhan, a former chief minister and a senior Congress leader, has ranted like a third-rate Pakistani spokesperson, deliberately maligning our armed forces, calling our armed forces to be disbanded on Vijay Divas. This is a deliberate insult, maligning our armed forces. Shame on the Congress party. And why has Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi not condemned and initiated action against Mr. Prithviraj Chauhan?
As Congress continues to raise questions, the backlash only grows louder from leaders and from families fallen victim to terrorism. For many, doubting Operation Sindoor isn't just politics. It's an insult to sacrifice of our armed forces.
A shocking incident has come to light in Shamli district of Uttar Pradesh, where a wife's decision to go to her parents' house without wearing a burqa proved fatal when her husband shot and killed her upon her return home a month later. When the two daughters woke up at night hearing the gunshots, he killed them too and buried all three in 6-foot-deep pit he had dug in the house as part of his plan. 6 days later, the accused confessed to the police during questioning that he had killed his wife and two daughters. Around 10 p.m., the police excavated the house and recovered the bodies of all three, sending them for post-mortem. Here is a soundbite from the Shamli police.
फारूक नाम का व्यक्ति है और उसके पत्नी और 2 बच्चियां गायब हैं। तत्काल हमारे चौकी इंचार्ज गंगेरू, हमारे SHO कांधला सतीश मौके पे आए और फारूक जिसकी पत्नी और बच्चे गायब थे उससे उन लोगों ने सख्ती से पूछताछ की और उसने बताया कि मेरी पत्नी के साथ मैं और हमारे 5 बच्चे घर में रहते, बहुत गरीब मैं था और मैं होटल पे काम करता, रोटी बनाने काम करता था। मैं हमारी पत्नी विगत 1 महीने पहले, चूँकि मैं गरीब था और हमारी शादी मंसूरपुर मुजफ्फरनगर में हुई थी, वो हमसे कुछ पैसे मांग रही थी। इसको लेके हमारा विवाद हो गया था और बिना वो बुर्का और नकाब के अपने मैके चली गई अपनी छोटी बच्ची को लेकर के। इस बात को लेकर काफ़ी परेशान था कि हमारी इज्जत चली गई और मैं जाके 1 महीने बाद अपनी पति को घर पे लेके आया यहाँ पे और तभी से मेरे मन में भाव जग गया कि लग रहा है इसका मामला कुछ और है और मेरी इज्जत अब नहीं करती है ये, और तभी मैंने इसको जान से मारने का प्लान बनाया।
Shambhavi joins us live from Shamli. In fact, Shambhavi, horrific to say the least, but what have you been able to gather in terms of what circumstances the family lived in that made Farooq such an obnoxious character?
Well, one thing for sure that we know is this was not
an isolated incident. Farooq has been described by his family, his neighbors and his friends as somebody who did not like involving with people, be it a happy event or a sad event, somebody's death, marriage. He never used to step outside of the house, and neither did he let his wife Tahira go. So he was of a very conservative mind, and a lot of people even expressed, when Republic spoke to his neighbors, they told us that it has been more than 12 years of their marriage and they haven't even seen Tahira's. Most of them, they haven't even seen Tahira's face. So he was very adamant on certain rules. One thing which agitated him the most, that we know for sure, and that he has even confessed before the police, that he was agitated by the fact that she did not wear a burqa when she went back to her home. And that is something that angered him a lot, and he planned this. Now, this was not something which happened in a fit of rage. This was premeditated murder when he dug up a 6 feet deep pit in his house on the pretext of actually building it or digging it up for a water tank near the washroom. That was his plan. But then he woke his wife up to go make a cup of tea, and when she proceeded towards the kitchen, he shot at her on her back. So that is how she died. But after hearing the gunfire, the eldest daughter of the couple, 12-year-old Afreen, woke up. She came outside of the bedroom. That is when he shot at her too. After hearing 2 gunshots, the 5-year-old child, Sareen, the 5-year-old daughter of the couple, also woke up. Then Farooq proceeded to strangle her to death. So this is how he killed 3 people, his wife and 2 daughters, and buried them deep in the 6 feet deep pit. And this house completely looked normal for 6 days. People didn't know where these 3 people were. That was the first time when the Farooq's father had some suspicion that these people are missing. That is when he went to the police, and the police dug up that part of the house, and that is when they saw 3 bodies of Tareen, Afreen and Sareen. Republic is en route. Tareen's house, Tareen's parents' house, which is around 70 kilometers away from Shamli, and we will keep bringing the ground updates back to you.
Shambhavi, just stay with us. In fact, earlier our team also spoke to the accused mother, and in this there is a shocking allegation where she says that it was often the case that the wife and daughters would be locked inside the house. Listen.
फारूक जो कि आरोपी है, उनकी माता जी हमारे साथ है। माता जी, फारूक किस मिजाज का शख्स था? क्योंकि जैसा कि उसने पुलिस को भी बताया कि बुरखा नहीं पहनने से बहुत नाराज हो गया, कभी ऐसे अनबन करता था कपड़ों को लेके भी वो?
जी वो पर्दे से में रखा था, बुरखे से अंदर रहती, बाहर नहीं आती, बच्चे बुच्चे आ जाते हैं, कोई बाहर का काम इतना हमारे साथ रहा, ठीक हम कर देते, हमारे साथ लड़ाई कर रखी थी, साल से आवाजावन थे हम। आप लोगों से बात नहीं होती थी? ना बाप से ना अम्मी से। बच्चे थे मेरे पास आ जाते, कोई चीज की तमन्ना थी ले जाते, दे देते। हाँ।
तो जब जैसे उनकी पत्नी और दोनों बेटियां जो हैं वो गायब हो गई, उसने तो दफना दिया, लेकिन परिवार को या आस पड़ोस में किसी को भनक नहीं लगी, तो आप लोगों ने पूछा आखिर कहाँ हैं वो लोग, आ नहीं रहे हैं, क्या जवाब मिलता था?
बच्चों ने बताया मेरी अम्मी, मेरा हम घर बनाओगे, मेरी अम्मी ने शामली वो लेकर किराए पर कमरा वहाँ छोड़ दी।
Well, the question is, where are those liberals who would defend hijab in debates as a matter of choice? Is that choice? And if a choice is being exercised not to wear hijab, should the persons, this women specifically, in the Muslim community be killed? That's the question. Hopefully those liberals would answer. Moving on for now, more and more details coming out of the Bondi Beach massacre. The attacker had killed a 10-year-old child who happens to be the youngest victim of the tragedy, Matilda, a 10-year-old, and her parents or grandparents now, and aunt and others. They visited this spot and carried out a vigil at the site. Here are the details.
Out of a window, and I just was like, where's my family? And we were running up behind me, and we could just hear the gunshots, and they're just so loud. And we didn't know which way that they were shooting, so we were like running on the open road.
And I just see like images that just like flashing out. I just need to get my family safe. So we're just running with heaps of people.
Everywhere where there is a Jewish community or a single Jew around the world, when they chant to kill all the Jews, doesn't matter the words that they're using. If this is what they're chanting, it's a wake-up call, and we have to be there to fight against it and to make sure that never again does not stand as an empty call. It's a reality. Never again in Sydney, never again in Gaza, never again for the Jewish people wherever they are.
What happened on 14th December 2025 at Sydney's Bondi Beach serves as a major wake-up call to the entire world regarding the crimes being carried out against the Jewish community out of anti-Semitic feelings. When a 10-year-old innocent girl, Matilda, dies, it poses a major question for humanity.
And her name Matilda was, I named her Matilda because she was our first Australian. We came here from Ukraine, and Matilda was my first born in Australia, and I thought that Matilda is the most Australian name that can ever exist. So just remember the name, remember her.
On 14th December 2025, more children like Matilda could have died if it had not been for the hero of that day, Ahmed al-Ahmed. The man bravely tackled and disarmed one of the terrorists. However, he was shot twice by the other terrorist who was on the bridge. Ahmed really did a heroic job. Without any hesitation, he tackled the terrorist and disarmed him just to save innocent people. We are very proud of our cousin's work. Muslims are not terrorists. It is not only Ahmed, but all Muslims. If they see this terrorist act, they will not hesitate to save innocent people, regardless of their religion, ethnicity, and we are very proud of the act of Ahmed.
Right, a vaping scandal has hit the TMC with the BJP releasing a video, a short clip of Trinamool MP Kirti Azad inside the house vaping. That's the story coming up on the other side.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा, राजा आरती और मसाला।
Please stop!
झुमका, तेरा झुमका, तेरा झुमका।
Not there. मेरा काउंटर टॉप टूट जाएगा।
तेरा झुमका। मेरी चिमनी टूट जाएगी। What are you doing?
रानी, इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
थोड़े में